What's up YouTube? Welcome back to Celios Network. Today we're taking a look at a new deck from Chilling Reign that holds possibly the most frustrating combo in all of standard format of the Pokemon trading card game. We'll be taking a look at the new Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX paired with Path to the Peak and Trevenant Dusknoir tag team. I'll have a deck profile and then some gameplay following that. Before we get into the video though, shout out to my lovely sponsor PotownStore.com. If you're looking for PTCGO codes, be sure to visit them and use code CELIO for 5% off. Also, make sure you click subscribe and turn on notifications for this channel. Leave a like and a comment if you do enjoy the video. So here is the deck we're looking at, and I built this on stream the other day, but it's a deck that I had in mind for quite some time. The new Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX is a very strong card, probably the best card from Chilling Reign. One of the other best cards from Chilling Reign is Path to the Peak. And then one of the other best cards from Chilling Reign is this new Fog Crystal card that supports Calyrex VMAX very well. So we threw them all into one deck and it should be pretty strong. Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX, of course, starts out with a V, and the V has 210 HP. It has 2 attacks. It's Psychic type, weak to dark, resistant to fighting. The first attack, Shadow Mist, is pretty useful in some situations. For a Psychic Energy, you do 10 damage, and then during your opponent's next turn, they can't play any Special Energy or Stadium cards from their hand. So this can lock out decks like a Rapid Strike deck that might only play Special Energy from attaching energy at all, or decks like Mad Party that only play Special Energy. This could lock them out of the game entirely. And then Astral Barrage for colorless. Choose 2 of your opponent's Pokemon and put 5 damage counters on each of them. This can help counter decks like Decidueye and Altaria that cannot be hit by V and VMAX Pokemon, but damage counters get through that. We have Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX, which is the main card of the deck. We are playing a 4-4 line of this because this is also our consistency engine and our way to accelerate Psychic Energy. It has the ability Underworld Door. Once during your turn, you may attach a Psychic Energy card from your hand to one of your benched Psychic Pokemon. If you do attach an energy to a Pokemon in this way, you also draw 2 cards. So you're accelerating energy and drawing cards. You can use as many Underworld Doors as Calyrex VMAX as you have set up per turn. It has the attack Max Geist. For 3 colorless, it does 10 damage plus 30 more for each Psychic Energy attached to all of your Pokemon. So if you have 6 Psychic Energy, you're doing 190. If you have 5 Psychic Energy, you're doing 160. 2-shotting most important Pokemon in the format. So Max Geist is a pretty good attack, but the main attack we want to use in this deck is going to be Night Watch on Trevenant Dusknoir Tag Team GX. Trevenant Dusknoir Tag Team GX has 270 HP, Psychic type, also weak to dark, so this deck does have a bit of a problem versus Eternatus VMAX, but there are techs you can use like Galarian Zapdos, B from Chilling Reign, and Aurora Energy if you want to tech against Eternatus. Right now, I'm not worrying about that matchup. I'm worrying about making this deck as consistent and inherently strong as I can. Trevenant Dusknoir Tag Team having the main attack of the deck is Night Watch. Psychic to do 150 damage, and then you shuffle 2 random cards from your opponent's hand into their deck. So pairing this with Marnie to put them down to 4, and then Night Watch to put them down to 2, or Reset Stamp even to put them down to 2, and then 0 with Night Watch. Also, if you use Path to the Peak, you're shuffling some of the cards from their hand into their deck and locking their abilities. So this can be a very oppressive deck for that reason. Now you might ask, why would we play Path to the Peak? Path to the Peak shuts off all abilities on Rulebox Pokemon in play. That's Pokemon V, Pokemon GX, Pokemon Prism. This is going to be shutting off the main ability of our deck, Underworld Door, but we can somewhat control when that ability is going to be shut off because we are playing 2 Marshadow with Resetting Hole. So we can play down a Path to the Peak to shut off all abilities once we're done using ours, and then put down Resetting Hole. Marshadow's ability, Resetting Hole, works just fine because it is not a Rulebox Pokemon, so Path to the Peak does not shut it off. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is on your bench, you may discard any Stadium card in play and then discard this Pokemon. So you can use all of your Underworld Doors, then play down Path to the Peak, then Night Watch your opponent. The next turn when you need to use Underworld Door again, search out a Marshadow, get rid of the Path to the Peak, use your Underworld Doors, play down a new Path to the Peak and keep that cycle going for a few turns. Now, we do only play 3 Path to the Peak and 2 Marshadow because current standard format games do not last that long that you would need to play, you know, 4 individual turns of Path to the Peak and 4 individual uses of Resetting Hole. Typically, if you lock your opponent once or twice, that will get the job done. So we're just playing 3 Path to the Peak and 2 Marshadow Resetting Hole. Trevenant Dusknoir also has the attack Pale Moon GX, which is quite good. Psychic, colorless. At the end of your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon will be knocked out. If this Pokemon has at least 1 extra psychic energy, so psychic, colorless, discard all energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. So on something like a Pikarom, you could Marnie them, play Path to the Peak, and then Pale Moon, get rid of all the energy on the active, and then if they can't switch that Pokemon, it's knocked out at the end of the next turn. Something like an ADP deck. After they use Alter Creation, Marnie, Path to the Peak, Pale Moon GX, if they can't switch it, that ADP is knocked out and it just lost all of its energy. So Pale Moon GX can be a very devastating an attack that's you can use, and then start beating them down with that 150 a turn Night Watch, shuffling whatever cards they can get back into their deck, or just beating them down with Max Geist once you have them in a very poor spot, because Max Geist can potentially do more damage than Trevenant Dusknoir. The last Pokemon we'll look at here is Gengar Mimikyu Tag Team. It has the Poltergeist attack for Psychic. It does 50 damage times the number of trainer cards in your opponent's hand. And Horror House GX is another option for GX attack in this deck. For Psychic Energy, your opponent can't play any cards from their hand during their next turn. And if you have at least 1 extra Psychic Energy on this, you and your opponent both draw until you have 7 cards in hand. So your opponent will draw until they have 7, then they'll draw their card for turn to have 8, and then Horror House says they can't play any cards. So they'll be stuck with 8 cards, and then Poltergeist will typically do a lot of damage following that. So this can be a good early game attack, Horror House into Poltergeist, maybe take an early knockout and also give you time to establish your board of multiple Calyrex VMAX. That's my deck profile for this. The list of the deck will be in the description down below. Like I said, be sure to check out Potown Store for your PTCGO codes, subscribe to this channel, and leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed the video. So this is the deck we'll be playing today. We have a bunch of games coming up right now that the deck profile is over, so please enjoy the gameplay and have a great day. Lost a coin flip, hoping that the opponent chooses to go second. They don't, but going second for us isn't the worst thing in the world. We have Cresselia we can use. We have Gengar's Horror House we can use on turn 1 going second. So there's a lot of stuff we could possibly make happen. Even against some decks, Shadow Mist is fine, which locks special energies in stadiums. This is a pretty poor hand, though. We can get a turn 1 knockout on Mew. That's something. Okay, we're playing against Rapid Strike Urshifu. This is typically going to be a really good matchup. Unless they play Tex for this matchup, which by the looks of the Stone Energy, they're probably playing a straight Urshifu deck. So I'm thinking we'll be fine. They could even potentially be playing all Special Energy, which would also be great. They probably don't have many more rule box abilities to play, so we won't worry about Path to the Peak right now. We'll just worry about our own consistency. And we're just gonna flood the board with Callies right now. Did I say we could take a knockout on the Mew? I don't know why I was thinking Shadow Mist at 30. Shadow Mist does 10. So I retract that statement. If I had earlier said we were going to take a knockout on Mew, we're definitely not. But yeah, they can't play any special energy or stadium. So if they've built their deck completely with special energies, we might see an early scoop. Or all they'll be able to do is Gale Thrust into us and not attach any new energy. Okay, so there's the Urshifu. Marnie could be great, because we'd like to see some Calyrex VMAXs prior to using a supporter. We just want to flood the board with them. Okay, that's not good. Marnie cannot be good, no. No, sir. And they have Jirachi GX. Alright, there's a reason for us to play Path to the Peak then. Oh, we got the Dene. Let's go. Oh, we did prize double Shadow Rider though. Full evolve active. Switch into this. We want to boss up the Jirachi. Probably not. We have... Yeah, we have Path to the Peak when we need it. So we cannot one-shot them with Calyrex this turn, even if we shut off Jirachi, because we prized 2 Calyrex VMAX. So we're going to see if we can get a Night Watch off this turn, which would be really great. So we need one more Calyrex VMAX plus an energy, and we didn't get either of those cards. Definitely not what we were hoping for there. Good news is this cannot be knocked out, so that's super duper. We can get 3 basic energy back into the deck, which is a fine amount. We're just going to leave this active. Way too much basic search in our hand right now. Not enough comms or incense. We can one-shot the Urshi next turn if we get a Path to Peak down. So Urshi with Jirachi GX might not be that terrible versus Cali, if the Cali isn't playing Path to the Peak, really. They have 6 cards in hand. We'll just stick to attacking with this. The Path to the Peak was too early. We could Marnie instead of Research. 21 cards in hand. We need Energy, Peak, Shadow Rider. We have 1 Incense. We could just start out with a Dedenne because we only have 1 more Quick Ball in the deck, so we could Dedenne and then into Marnie or into Shadow Rider. No, I think it's just gonna be a Research because we need to draw cards. Yeah, we still wouldn't get the knockout on that. Well, what we can do, is this. We don't have evidence that they are playing anything but special energies, so we could just do that. Now they are getting to use quick shooting once a turn, but that's only 2 damage at the moment. But yeah, our maybe our Shadow Mist can lock them here. So our opponent's actually giving us a really good showing of that this deck doesn't just auto beat Urshi, or really just no deck truly auto wins a deck just because of weakness and resistance. So this is a good game. Prizing double Calyrex VMAX hurts a lot though, but sometimes that's what you need. When you have a bad matchup, you need to hope your opponent does something like prize 2 of their important Pokemon. Oh, they do have basic fighting, look at that. And they attached it to just do 0 damage. That's a little sad. They could have used it on Mew maybe to Psi Power. And we still don't find the path, but we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 220. Okay, so we need to find our last path to the peak. I could quick ball something away. You get this out of the deck. There we go. And Night Watch would not take the knockout, so we have to use Max Geist. To take a big ol' knockout, Path to the Peak, shutting off the Jirachi-GX ability that keeps Urshi from being hit for weakness, which was very important. They can knock us out with a Rapid Strike energy on Inteleon, which might be what they're looking for here. But then that also means they're not getting an attachment. Oh, no, it's not what they're going to do. They're not going to be able to get there. Oh, they have that. There they go. They could have put 1 less damage on the Cali, but they should be fine. Okay. So we want to we want to do this. Perfect. Path to the Peak, keeping Jirachi-GX shut off, just like we want. And knock that out, shuffle 2 of their 3 cards into their deck. Now they could come very close to knocking us out next turn. They could put they could quick shooting here, knockout, they could quick shooting here, and then they could also waterfall for 70. So if they don't additionally play Zigzagoon, which I don't expect them to, they can do a maximum of 10 damage less than they would need to win the game right here, which is honestly pretty dope. I believe that should be game now, because they would be one quick shooting away from knockout with Waterfall. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And Max Geist for the win. Really great game there. I'm glad to showcase that one. Win the coin flip. We'll choose to go first. Turn 2, we can get a lot of things going. And this is a pretty great start. We're going first, so Cresselia just like is not good. So I believe we'll start with Calyrex, because we can just balloon it. If it looks like we're playing against something that could knock us out turn 1, like Tempozard, we can just retreat into Cresselia, but it looks like we're playing against Green's Guardian, which is not a meta deck that I expect to see around, but it is what we're playing against here, so let's see how it goes. So Path to the Peak won't matter. And we'll actually just Dedenne. So our hand is not very good. They could plant or Path to Peak us. So yeah, we'll Dedenne here. Nice. That's really all we needed. We can get Shadow Rider. We can get Marshadow to bump a path or Power Plant if they get that. Yeah, there's the Power Plant. Easy. We get Marshadow, take care of that. Okay. Got the Marsh. Oh. I don't need Marshadow. They're playing Power Plant, not Path to the Peak. Well, that's a misplay, and remember to not make this mistake, because Power Plant does not shut off Calyrex's ability, so there was no reason to get that Marshadow there, unless of course I end up needing a Dedenne, which I don't currently need. So what we're gonna do is boss up that Guardian, retreat, and Pale Moon discard their energies, and if that remains their defending Pokemon, it's knocked out at the start of their next turn. They have Switch. Okay. We got rid of 2 energy. We tried our best there. Really funny that I put down Marshadow for a Power Plant, though. I guess there wasn't much else I was getting. I couldn't Quick Ball for Dedenne there since they have the Power Plant out. I could have Quick Balled for like another Calyrex though, or just held the Quick Ball to then Quick Ball something away and then put it back with Calm to get Shadow Rider VMAX. So just a fairy song most likely happening here. Yeah, I don't know what else they could do. Beautiful. We can get Calyrex. Go ahead and slap some energy to there. We got double research. Nice. Get some more energies. Patch here. Get another energy. I'll just Night Watch 150. Okay, we get rid of Energy Spinner Stamp. Max Geist would have done 190, so it's not too much of a difference, and Night Watch shuffle some of their cards in. Yeah, I've had a little bit of sequencing errors. We got the Marshadow without needing it because it's power plant, not path. So that, I think that's going to be a bit of a learning curve. Remember, you know, all these Pokemon are fine with power plant. It's Path to the Peak we're worried about. So I'm going to try not to make that mistake again. It's good to make mistakes. You learn from them. Alright, Syncate to get back a Guzhala. And then draw 3. It would have been nice to Malolana there, probably, right? Unless they just didn't have energy. Yeah, and there's the scoop. That deck's really not too competitive. Lost the coin flip. Let's see if we're going first or second here. Okay, we're going first. I believe now that first is correct, but we're really fine with either. Going second on your first turn, you can use Cresselia, you can Horror House. Start with the Marsh here. And we'll be just dropping a Dedenne. See what we can get going. I guess we'll balloon the Marsh and Dede here. Beautiful. Very nice. So we can Evo Incense for the VMAX, excel in energy, hopefully draw into another energy, and we're off to the races. Now the thing about Urshifu decks, or you know, Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX, which I'm assuming this is, but we'll find out in a moment, is that they're not really affected by Path to the Peak, so part of our strategy actually isn't hurting them all that much. We'll have to see if they're playing the Jirachi GX like our last opponent was. Or like our last Rapid Strike opponent was. Nice. So we get our other energy with that if we need it. Hey, there's the energy. Beautiful. I think we'll just quick ball for another Cali, and I believe we prized double VMAX. Night Watch, shuffle 2 of their cards, take a prize. We got rid of Marnie. That could be good. If that was like their only draw supporter, that could be good. You turn to Sobble. They do have Evo Incense. Could have got Drizzle, so I think they have a draw supporter since they didn't get their Drizzle out. Karate Belt. Research coming? Marnie. So they had 2 Marnies in the hand. We snagged one of them. So we could do 190 next turn. With weakness, that would knock out Urshi. Looks like they're gonna go for the rapid flow. They can knock out the Dene actually, because they have Sight plus Passimian, so they do 180 to bench GXs and Vs. We're just gonna need a... Or they could knock out Marshadow too. They could knock out Marshadow. That's our Ballooner at the moment. But a switch would be beautiful at any point here. Unless they knock out Marshadow, then we need a switch after we get energy accelerated to a Shadow Rider. They're deciding exactly what they want to do here. Okay, yeah, they're gonna hit the active and hit the benched VMAX. Okay. They didn't knock anything out. Interesting. Okay, let's excel in energy. Well, quick ball. Yeah, we did prize double VMAX. We don't want to put another Dedenne down because they can take 4 prizes on Dedennes with... Actually, not if we knock that out, they can't. So let's just go for the knockout. Yeah, we're just going for the knockout here, folks. Much more important to go for the knockout. Okay, then research. Ah, we didn't get what we needed. We needed we needed a Shadow Rider VMAX and then a switch off of the Energy Excel Drill 2. Okay, well, the good news is we're gonna hit them for 300 and shuffle 2 of their 3 cards in their hand back into their deck. Got rid of Inteleon and Boss. I guess getting rid of the Inteleon's alright, but let's see what that other card in their hand was. Level Ball? That shouldn't be helping them very much. Unless they also have a draw supporter. Oh, they have... Okay, they have that Inteleon. Okay, so they're stuck here a little bit. That's good. We're looking good now. Perfect, we got switch. So they could 120, 120, that wouldn't take care of us. Okay, so we're fine. Yeah, we want to get into our next VMAX. Oh my god. Making it very hard for us to get into that last VMAX, since 2 are prized. Alright, so we should have it now. Dismantled their hand a little bit. They also... the Night Watches helped, but I don't think they were the entire thing. Weakness and resistance also helps for sure. They do top deck a research here, but I think it's too little too late. They could actually knock out our Marshadow since they have Karate Belt. That actually could be bad for us. If they knock out Marshadow, we can't bump our path and our other Marshadow's gone. So we'll have to see if they notice that. Again, like our previous match against RS Urshi, I'm glad that it's showing that it's not just you scoop when you see Cali on the other side of the board, right? You never want those kind of matchups around. And yeah, it's poor. It's a poor matchup, but there's ways for them to win. Oh, if they had Jirachi GX here, I think they'd actually win, potentially. I know we would Poltergeist here. Do we have Gengar? We would not Poltergeist. I think they might win here if they had, Jirachi GX down. So, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah, we're fine. Let's make sure we have the energy in there. Yeah, we do. Nice. Okay, and that's knockout due to weakness. GG. Was almost very, very close. Going first sounds good to me. And this is a good start. We can grab double Cali, we can grab energy Cali. Oh, we're playing against Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX, nice. Okay, we have the Dedenne, so I think what we'll do here is... Actually, we should get an energy off to the Dedenne. We're gonna get double Cali. Okay, we prized 1 V and no V maxes, that's good. Bench, and then get another one. And then I'm going to switch into one of these since Balloon works on them and we're getting rid of the switch anyway. And then Dedenne, we just want an energy here. We do not get an energy. You know what? That's fine. Did we really need an energy? Yeah, it would have been nice. We can still Night Watch next turn now. So, I don't think there's anything else to do. We could get a Marshadow. We could get another Calyrex. I think I like getting another Calyrex. Because we do have research in hand. So we're looking pretty okay here. Ooh, turn 1 Melanie. We got an alt art on the board. Very nice. Path to the Peaky. Yep. We have a lot of outs to get our Marshadow though. So not a worry. Okay, 1 energy on each. Hey, look at that. It's Marshadow. What's up, little buddy? Alright, so we'll use Marshadow to get rid of the peak. Evolve. Now let's see what Underworld Door can do for us in terms of energy. That's 1 more energy. Alright, let's get 1 more off of this. And there we go. That's how you do it. We'll get another Marsh down. Retreat, Night Watch 150, get rid of 2 of those 4 cards. Let's hope they're good ones. We got rid of Balloon and Peak. Okay. They could have kept both of those if I was picking. You know, we already have the Marshadow down and ready to go, so I would have been just fine with them keeping Path to the Peak and Air Balloon, but those are the ones that Night Watch chose. We live by the Night Watch here. There's Research, and they have Cinccino, so they're getting a good bit of cards here. But Calyrex VMAX does max out at 250 damage. And they're not playing the Inteleon build, which can fix that damage a little bit for them, so they're not going to one-shot Trevenant Dusknoir tag team, which is great. That's if they even draw into a VMAX here and another energy. So there's Peak, but we're just going to Marshadow it again. Oh, okay. So they got the one on the bench. I see. So 200 won't knock us out, but let's assume they would be able to get a VMAX, or do we not assume that? They only have 3 cards in the hand, and we're going to Night Watch 2 of them. Maybe we don't assume that. Let's not assume. Could be pretty bad if they do get it, though, and we don't have anything to respond. Let's do this. This might be the move. Yeah, this is the move. We're just gonna knock it out with Photon Laser. Alright. I'm not gonna bother putting Path to the Peak down because it's only gonna hurt us now. They're playing the Cinccino engine, they're playing Path to the Peak themselves. So now they need VMAX plus boss to knock out Trevnoir. And if they get that, we'll give it to them. They deserve it. We did already discard our other Trevenant Dusknoir, which does suck a little bit. But they're having some trouble drawing into their VMAX, it seems. Alright, here they go. And we're down both Marshadow. We've approached an issue here. I have found an issue. Both Marshies are gone with the wind. They still don't have a VMAX. What is going on? Yeah, definitely didn't want both Marshies to be gone. That's for sure. And our Night Watch is like barely even affecting them now. We may have encountered a bad matchup, but they're not evolving their VMAXs, so we're getting out of this one a little bit lucky, I think. I don't think I have a reason to really do much of anything else. Yeah, we'll just Night Watch. Got rid of Boss and Melanie, we'll take it. Like, are they not playing VMAXs? There we go. Oh, double VMAX now. Sure. Sure you do. Yeah, this is an issue now. Down both Marshadows is not good. Not good. The best thing that could happen is they don't attach extra energy to the active and it gets stuck out there. Okay, they don't have extra energy. That's step one. Do we have stamps left? We have a stamp left in the deck. Okay, that's the next best thing that could happen. All right, let's see it. Second stamp prized. Second stamp prized. Okay, we got Marnie. We got Marnie. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yes, Marnie. We do not have stamp. They are a boss Dedenne away from winning a Z game. Max Geist hope they get stuck there, but they have triple Chinchino. So, it's a high ask here. Oh, wow, they only have 10 cards left in their deck, and they've still got some juice to go. Yeah, I think they're gonna be quite okay here. Something tells me. Oh yeah, they're basically drawing their whole deck here. Is it possible they'll draw too much of their deck? That's the question. No, they're not going to. I want them to draw too much of the deck. How many boss have they played? They're only down one boss. And I don't have my boss in my hand. I shuffled it last turn. Well, not shuffled it, but put it at the bottom with... what's it called? They're down 2 balloon. Maybe they would have to Melanie to attack with the active here. We're on shuffle to get our boss closer to the top, maybe, if that could even do anything. Okay, we're gonna leave it like that. Let's see what happens. I don't want to knock that out and then they just come up and knock us out, because all they need is a water for that. Do they have here? Switch water boss. Switch water boss. There they go. GG. That was a tough one. I think that's probably a tough matchup because they're also peaking and we only have 2 Marshadow to take care of that. So is the answer a 3rd Marshadow? I'm not really sure. It might just be a poor matchup because they don't really care about our path to the peak. They don't care about our Night Watch either because they set up triple Chinchino. So that's an interesting matchup. Might be one of the bad ones.